Well, thanks for stopping scrolling for a many-minute Bible study. I'm Curt, and usually I have a 1-minute Bible study, but I've been encouraged by some of my users to have a longer segment. So for at least the next 7 weeks, we're going to try and do this segment, which I'm calculating is going to be around 5 minutes for one time a week. I'm going to start on a project called Spiritual Health and Emotional Health. There's a fellow named Peter Scazzaro. He wrote a book called Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. And in it, he outlines how hard it can be to be either emotionally or spiritually healthy, but not both at the same time. Without stealing his work, I'm going to go down the same path. If you've read his works and tell me, hey, Curt, that isn't what Peter says, well, that's because I'm going to do our own study first. And then I'm probably going to likely go back and read his book because I'm interested in what it says. Okay, so let's start by defining emotional health. Now, if you're any kind of Googler, you know this one's going to land you on WebMD, and sure enough, it did. Their definition's pretty good. Your ability to cope with both positive and negative emotions, which includes your awareness of them. People who are emotionally unhealthy have very high highs and very low lows. Now, some of you have checked out my videos in the past. You probably know that in addition to previously being a preaching minister and a corporate trainer, I'm a veteran. For some of us, emotional health is a terrifically important thing because some of my fellow vets have seen things none of us would ever want to see. And the emotional highs and lows affect them deeply. That's why organizations like the Military Veterans Project try to promote awareness within the 22-day movement. Whether you're a vet or not, emotional health is very important. It's a highly important topic in the Bible. When we're hurting, we need strength. Look at what Psalm 17:3 says. He heals the brokenhearted and bandages their wounds. When we're so emotionally frazzled that we can't take another step, we can look to the Lord in Proverbs 3:5, which says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he'll show you which path to take. Emotions, they can make us afraid. We don't know what's going to land on us next. The preacher Timothy was feeling that. And apparently so was his friend and mentor Paul. So he wrote to him in 2 Timothy 1:7. God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. And Jesus totally understood emotional health and how it connected to you as a believer. In John 14:27, he said this, I'm leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. Emotional health, it's a real thing. Back to our great mentor, WebMD, they say emotionally healthy people have a good coping mechanism for negative emotions. And they also know when to reach out to a professional for help. So what are those coping mechanisms? And does the believer have a better shot at coping than the non-believer? It can be anything from living a balanced life to exercising to being somewhat moderate in eating and drinking to watching how you talk about yourself. I, for example, am overweight and sometimes I beat myself up. And my wife tells me to stop it. She's right, of course. But some of the most important coping mechanisms have to do with a spiritually healthy lifestyle as well, such as having a support group, being connected, meditating or praying, find meaning in your life, and finding ways to react to difficult emotions and stressful situations well. Most doctors will tell you the best way to do that is to find a community and talk about that together. Ah, yeah, I got a solution. We'll find that in Hebrews 10:24. Let's think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let's not neglect our meeting together, as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now as the day of his return draws near. Time to go to church, don't you think? Next time, let's look at our spiritual health and how to start on that path. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon on Day of Devotion.